Hey, you guys. Hey there. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to make sure I got audio so you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Right. Test, 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 test. I'm trying to make sure that my audio is working. Hey, you guys. Hey there. So I'm sitting here and I'm trying to make sure I got audio so you can hear me. Okay. All right. Good enough. Let's see on this camera right here. Okay. All right, you guys. So it looks like we got audio here. Test, 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 test. Okay. So you guys, I was shocked this morning. Can I just say this? We're here in the Onstage Plus News Center. Yeah, that's the Onstage Plus News Center now. And I was shocked when I heard this last night. I thought it was a joke. Let's see this camera right here. Okay. All right, you guys. So there we go. Cancel to make sure I got that. Okay. I was shocked when I heard the news last night. Matter of fact, let me show you and I can dub audio here. I was shocked this morning. Can I just say this? We're here at the Onstage Plus News Center. Yeah, that's the Onstage Plus News Center now. Okay. When I heard this last night, there we go. Finally got it. You guys, let me just say, we've been testing different configurations, getting ready for Super Media Week, and I'm testing different audio configurations here. We've been using this for a while, but the way we've hooked up into different systems here, which you can't see behind the scenes, but there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 4 cameras, and there's 3 different audio devices, including an XLR mic here. So I'm trying to make sure where I need to be talking and what I'm actually doing, so we don't get double audio like we had yesterday. So anyway, so last night I'm going through my feed and I try and keep abreast of things, and I see that Trump has started the Patriot games. And I'm like, yeah, crazy, whatever, right? And it was true. And I was like, wait. And then, of course, social media was on it. They were starting making the comparisons to the Hunger Games. And I'm like, wait, this is real? And I thought it was AI for a minute. I thought it was AI. I thought, okay, this is funny and everything. Yeah, he might do something like that. But no, it was real. It's really called the Patriot Games. And he said, one of the creators I saw on here said it was a public-private partnership, right? Which almost sounds like an oxymoron, right? But she mentioned and she drew the comparisons to public and private partnerships are usually for things like dams, toll roads, and things that are going to be long lasting and generate revenue over a sustained period of time, not just for 1 year. So, and even if we're talking about his term ends in 4 years, that he is setting this up to go beyond his term. Or maybe he doesn't plan on exiting the White House in 4 years. So I was like, wait a minute, wait. So of course, the first thing, what do? When you see something like this, I want to vet it. I want to go to reliable news sources. I want to get it from 4, 5, 6 different sources. And I said, I'm looking, and I said, okay, let's see. If this is something from The Onion, right? And it wasn't. It was it was valid. So I started researching it. Let's go to the board. Let's go to the board over here. Okay. So I started looking, and first thing I started seeing it. And when I saw that Time magazine right here was carrying it, I said, okay, this is real. And then I saw ABC. As you can see on here, this picture, this is a stock image from Bloomberg. But he said the Patriot Games, right, in 2026, right, to mark the nation's 25th anniversary. But he didn't say one time for the nations. So I'm like, okay, what is really going on? And of course, these Patriot Games here, because just the fact that he said Patriot Games, are drawing comparison to what? Oops, hold on. Are drawing comparisons to the Hunger Games, right? And we all know how that worked out, right? We all know how that worked out. And so I'm sitting here looking like, okay, wait a minute, what does this say? So I was like, and look, everybody else, even Time, is drawing comparison to the Hunger Games, right? The new description whether you're not alone, okay? President Donald Trump said this week that it's what has been called the Patriot Games. Someone knows the word, so we'll have celebration. Really? Really? Next year, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, wait a minute. This can't, wait a minute. Now, what is this? What is Freedom 250? State of programming. Okay. So let's look at that. Let's look at that for a minute, right? Freedom 250. So when we go back and we do the research, we go, what's Freedom 250? Is this something that the Heritage Foundation put together? Is this part of the Esther agenda? And if you don't know what the Esther agenda is, I suggest you look at the Heritage Foundation, you look at Project 2025, and you look at the next iteration, the subset, Esther, which I'm going to do a whole breakdown on that, but I mean, people have already done the breakdown on it. But I'm saying, I think this is we really need to look at and see what exactly is going on and I mean, you guys, sometimes it boggles the mind. I'm going to be honest, because I'll be like, nah, no, we're being punked, right? As a whole country, we're being punked, right? Like surely Ashton Kutcher is going to run out the walls with a camera and be like, I got you. You thought this was real. But this appears to be ongoing. It appears to be progressing. And my question comes, when do we say enough is enough? When do we say we're not going to do this anymore? I mean, are we just going to sit back and go, well, who going to be tribute this week? Who going to be tribute? You know what I'm saying? Like, when does the pushback happen? When do people say this is not the country we signed up for? And they're seeing so many people are leaving the United States, and we bought our home 3 years ago. I don't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest, I've been watching the YouTube videos. I've been looking around going, what other countries could I do what we do and be successful? As you go, we have a streaming television network. We have equipment. Where's the infrastructure? We have gigabit fiber connections here. Where could I get that consistency in other countries? Where would my clients, most of our clients are throughout the United States. We have clients in the UK, in Africa. So but most of our clients are in the United States. Will we start focusing on countries abroad now? Will we start, this is, I'm not ready to answer these questions. I'm not ready to deal with this right now. If you guys, those who know me know, and a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff here. Blessed. We have a network. We go to places like we just went. The most recent event we went to was the Power Networking Conference in Atlanta, and that was about 417 pounds of equipment. That was a light kit, and not light kit, but I mean a light package with like 3-4 cameras, 2 lights, and it's like, could you imagine the thousands of pounds of equipment that we'd have to try? Okay, you know what? We're not gonna speak that. We're not gonna speak that at all. We're gonna work everything out. We're gonna know that what needs to happen is gonna happen. As a country, we're gonna say that's enough. You had enough time. Go stand in the corner now. Let the adults come and take over. Because no. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll just go down a rabbit hole. So the Patriot Games. So a man and woman, and they're calling them men and women, but they're in high school age, has to be chosen from each state and territory to be sent to Washington for the games. You guys seeing why this is having a lot of Patriot game kind, Hunger Games kind of similarities, right? And people making videos already over TikTok and social media going, and may the odds be forever in your favor. It's like, this is crazy. But then you wonder when you look at that dystopian type of series, right? You're like, that's crazy. That could never happen. That's just fantasy. But maybe the Hunger Games started with their own version of the Patriot Games. Like, I don't know. I'm just looking like, the Patriot Games. Look at this. The Patriot Games, White House. Oh, and on top of that, right? On top of that, no, I don't want to subscribe. Sorry. On top of that, this is a video. What's this video gonna say? Let's see. See this? All of S3 Northwest, November 21st. Okay. On your holiday magic at downtownbc.org. Okay. Don't you just hate when you think they're going to show some kind of news article and it's just a bunch of ads under the banner that it's going to be a news article? So basically, I'm looking at it from the standpoint, you guys, of this is happening next year. What's the criteria for the state sending people? And and what happens if they lose? Do they just go, oh, you didn't win, or do they go, we kill the loser? You know what I'm saying? What's next, right? I'm wondering. The purge? I'm just wondering, because remember, Trump had kind of put that idea out there. He was like, what if there was just one night of when, we just we dealt with all the bad people? People are like, that's where there was like no law. It's called the purge, dude. And somebody must have said, oh, it's a movie. Okay. We should still do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Where are we? I didn't, when I woke up on this timeline, I didn't expect this, right? So keep your eyes and your ears open and believe half of what you see and even less of what you hear. Because I think it's about to get thick up in here in the next year or so. So he's been in office for what? Is it 6 months? And look at what he's done. Deported, hardworking families, veterans, got rid of anything that has anything to do with black and brown people, laid off so much of the government. Why did you get in here? Where did my dog get in here? How'd she get in here? Now she wants to get out. No! Right? Got rid of anything that has to do with black and brown people. Now he's got the damn Hunger Games in effect. Next will probably be the purge. And he'll say, you know what? I'm just going to be the dictator. It's just going to happen. Deal with it. So there's a saying that somebody, please correct me if I'm wrong, but in order for evil, stop. How'd you even get in here? In order for evil to triumph, all that's required is for good men to do nothing. So keep that in mind. She doesn't give two that I'm on alive. Stop. You know what? Hold on. This thing is supposed to work. Let's see. It's supposed to stop them from barking. Looks like it worked. All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here before she gets accustomed to this. All right, you guys, have a good one. And let me know in the comments what you think. Is this really going to happen? Is he just playing with us? Or do you think this country is going to really let this evolve? Because you know what's next? Maybe the purge. All right, stop. All right, guys. I'll see you shortly. What are you doing? Why did you stop it?